Your thoughts on this investigation? I mean, the word whitewash doesn't just spring to mind, it bashes you straight over the head. I mean, basically, they've said, oh, nothing to see here, nothing went wrong. Well, I think things did go wrong. This will be very unsatisfactory, I think, for the industry. It will be very unsatisfactory for other people who work in ITV and extremely unsatisfactory, I would have thought, for this morning viewers.
Well, I have to agree with Alex. I had heard these sort of rumours maybe like 4 years ago or something. It was almost like an open secret. But when you talk about the report and the whitewashing, we really are talking about the upper echelons of ITV and did they do the right thing? And if they kept asking Philip the same questions over and over again and person X, then and they kept denying it, and there's not a great deal else they can do. I mean, like it's even obviously he hadn't told Holly. I mean, this obviously all unfolded in front of all of us, and we could see the bitterness between them. We could see their friendship collapse, and even people who knew them both were like, surely Holly would have known they were best friends. They even all went on holiday together, but.
I would say this, Sam. I would say this. Fair enough. If Phillip Schofield, as he admitted, chose to lie about this affair, and his young friend chose to, shall we say, be economical with the truth about it, fair enough. But basically, the depth and the level of ITV's inquiry seems to have been, so, Philip, did you have this affair with this young bloke and it was a bit inappropriate? No, I didn't. Well, fair enough. That's the end of the investigation. It wasn't exactly rigorous, was it?
Yes, I mean, I get that, but obviously, Philip was their golden goose at the time, and Philip and Holly were everything to this morning. And this, like Alex said, this was between consenting adults, and it was obviously, this guy was moved to a different show on the same channel, and there were obviously people were confused and people asked questions, but again, like if you keep asking the same question to the same person and he keeps denying it, because obviously he was married at the time as well, and we've heard that they stayed in his flat, etc. So I mean, these are things that obviously deeply personal, and he doesn't want anybody to know. So obviously he's not going to be open with the truth with ITV. So there's only so far that ITV can actually go, and I guess obviously the report isn't maybe as juicy as people wanted it, but it does say things like there was no toxic environment, which some people have said. So I mean, I don't think it's a whitewash, but I don't think there's a great deal else they could have done.
I mean, ITV now find themselves in a situation with Holly Willoughby essentially gone. She, of course, has been the subject of pretty horrible and gruesome death threats made against her, so taking a step back. The disintegration of that relationship with Phillip Schofield, the sort of Mr. and Mrs. of daytime TV, the biggest household names arguably in this industry, have sort of exited stage left, leaving ITV with a pretty important sofa to fill. I mean, can they do that? Are these two replaceable? But also, could there be a comeback for Phillip Schofield following this report?
No.
Well, I mean, I have friends. This morning, I have friends, Lorraine, and I know people all over ITV. And I think I don't know if you cast your mind back to when Angus Deaton was chucked off of I Got News for You, and everyone was like, "Oh, the show cannot carry on without him." But obviously, with a stream of guest presenters, it survived and it flourished. So I think. Obviously, there was some bad blood after Phil and Holly, but I think with people like Ryan, Emma Willis, and all the Dermot, who are household names that people love, I think they can keep it afloat. They've weathered the storm. Whether or not Phil Schofield will be back on our TVs anytime soon, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, there's been a few scandals this year, and none of these people are on TV at the moment. So I mean, we don't know.
My guess, Sam, is Phillip Schofield won't be back on ITV anytime soon. Now, ever since this scandal, this saga, basically this morning's ratings have fallen off a cliff. Even when Holly Willoughby triumphantly returned after her extended break, the audience actually went down by hundreds of thousands. So as Alex was alluding to, I don't think, I mean, perhaps they can find another golden couple. But the point is that this programme, your Happy Snappy Sunshine magazine programme in the middle of the morning, has become toxic and people have gone right off it. Do you think it can ever recover?
Well, look, I think even things like maybe a change in the theme tune, because we have muscle memory in our brains, and things, or even just changing the format, the set, or just little things like that. And they with some good presenters, as I said, the good people who they've got on the moment, they can build back this audience trust, because I think obviously that is something that was broken, and that wasn't necessarily ITV's fault, wasn't Holly Willoughby's fault either. So it's like if watching something and feeling like you're being lied to, it's like for example when the audience fell off a cliff with X Factor, because people started to realize that the format was trying to manipulate them, so it just stopped working. So I think they need to they will need to find like a new name, a new format or something, and then or just keep it as it is and build that audience trust.
Good point, Sam. It's a good point. It needs to rebuild trust, because at the moment people have fallen out of love with that program.